Welcome back, everybody, to Cranston, Rhode Island, here at Bowlero, Cranston for NEBA number 970. It's the NEBA Turbo Driven to Bowl over-under doubles. And we are here for the final match. And it is going to be Steve Blanchet with 1T, as I just typed it in a few times, against Jimmy Sicard. They are the number 3 seed. And then it's Stephen Major versus Chris Monroy. They are the number 1 seed, so the two teams who did get seeded through their first round are now into the final match, both coming off of pretty tight matches that they were able to clean up. We know that Steve Blanchet has 5 titles going for his 6th. Jimmy Sicard 1 title going for his 2nd. And Monroy, not sure. Major has not won. Hard to believe. I would put him in the Danny Koo category. That here's a couple of guys who have not won, and that's a little surprising. So meanwhile, as we look up the titles that Monroy has, we'll say hi to Brian Gaskell. Hey, Gas. Oh, sorry, buddy. Oh, sorry. Your turn now.
I'm on now.
Let's try it again. There we go, buddy.
How you doing, Bruce?
Okay, thanks, buddy.
We got volume.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Bowling
Appreciate
today.
it. Thank
nice
you.
Defense.
We tried.
Couldn't get all the way, but good run. And Chris Forey. Hey, Chris.
Hello, everyone.
And a good run there yourself. Didn't make the cut, but Monroy with 4 titles. So this would be title number 5 for Chris Monroy. And here we go. That would be Blanchet kicking things off. Now, Jimmy Sicard has really impressed us with his strong wrist position at the bottom. But I'd have to say that Monroy has shown tremendous heart. You know, Chris having various kinds of self-confidence issues and other issues, fighting through them, working with you, Chris, on some improvements on his swing. He's right behind it. Look at that forward roll. Right up, slaps the 10. Looking very strong. And as I've said many, many times, no one works harder than Chris Monroy on his game. He's there all the time practicing at Auburn, learning. Very good hammer rep. And just a general ambassador of the game. So good to see Chris with some success here at the doubles. We're on the Shimwrecker pattern, 47 feet, 25.19 mils, 8.42 to 1. Didn't play anywhere near that much shim. Gas, what's your thought? I mean, how did it break down for you and as you made your way through the finals?
I had an idea in my head. I talked to my partner, Brian Bogosian, a couple of days ago, and, obviously we've known all year we were going to defend this tournament. And when the schedule came out and we saw recreational on the schedule, we were like, oh, God, we can't compete with the kids on that, But then when the graph came out and you saw that the 8-1 was really confined to a small area and then it got flat again, I texted him the other day. I'm like, I think we got a chance on that because, if the guys try and go left to right, if you get it right early, it could hook early. It could hit the out of bounds. There's a lot of things that could happen.
There's not enough to find shim. There's not enough to find wet, dry shim.
Right.
To throw it right and have it bounce back.
They're broken down now. Full disclosure, people at home this was a 1-squad tournament. There was no re-oil, so these lanes have been bowled on all day long. So now what you're seeing now is not what qualifying was at all. To me, it was get in the oil, keep it in the oil, and really not give the pocket away much. If you did, you created your own problem.
Yep.
And the guys that could do that and get the ball to stop in the pocket in the right place, you could strike a lot. So it played very easy for some people. Mm-hmm. And, if people tried to circle it a little too much, it might, it was hit or miss. Like some pairs you might hit, some pairs you might not. Mm-hmm. And the guys that were consistent
very different pair to pair.
Yeah.
And even lane to lane. Even on the left, I had some lanes that were 5 and 6 boards drier than the other lanes. So. And what were you saying about 12, or was it 10, Chris?
Usually these couple pairs here in front, 7 through 12, which we get bowled on frequently for the finals, the right lanes tend to hook a little bit earlier.
Yeah. That may be just the lay of the boards.
It could just be.
Yeah. I didn't see any really consistent.
Overall, they were pretty consistent pair to pair. Yeah. But like I said, I think the pattern made them play more consistent pair to pair because you just have all that oil down the lane, so you're not going to see as much variation.
Yep.
Tomorrow, I think you'll see more variation on the shorter pattern. You'll see the topography come into play where you have to play closer to the gutter, or more of the outside part of the lane. So you're going to see the topography, the wear of the lane more.
And speaking of tomorrow, It is the Grog Monster Sports doubles with GMS Concrete adding money. Will be on a 37-foot pattern. There'll be more oil inside. Normally in a 37-foot pattern, you can feel like you can play the edge and just pipe it. But if you try that tomorrow, my guess is you're going to get insta-hook. You're going to have to move in, and you're going to have to throw it out.
I'll let you know, because I'm going to try.
And we'll see. I know you'll try with your first 10. I'm
going to try.
1922 era ball. You know, you might as well bring out your Manhattan rubber and throw it up too. But no, I mean, I having bowled on that as well in 2 different places, I can tell you had to be in and you had to get around it. So, meanwhile, here's Stephen Major.
Good shot.
And slaps the 10.
He went to that ball in the fill ball the last match.
That's the Ultra Reality.
Yeah.
Ultra Reality. That's a lot quicker on the back end than the regular Reality.
Yeah, he's from Chicopee when he struggled a little bit. His swing's gotten a little bit flatter. A little flatter through the bottom. He's got a little, and so a little better leverage.
He won he bowled on the short pattern on the I-91 tournament that the guys run in Chicopee.
Tomorrow's pattern.
Is great. That tomorrow's pattern he won. He won that.
I was supposed to go with him. I told him to come meet me at work, and he could leave his car and we would drive together. And then I decided, because I bowled league Thursday, that I didn't want to bowl 4 days in a row. I told him he was on his own. And
how long does it take you to get to Chicopee from where you guys live?
See, I work in Waltham, so I jump right on the Mass Pike. It's like 45 minutes.
Oh, really?
Me it's 50, an hour.
50 minutes. You know.
I mean, the trouble with my situation is I take the Mass Pike from 495 out to Auburn, which is a parking lot at that time of day.
That's what I mean, yeah.
That's the problem. If I can get past that, it's half an hour. I mean, if there's no traffic, it's 50 minutes.
Yeah,
right. It's not a hard drive.
Even from us, Chicopee's only an hour and 15 minutes. But then the lady's like,
it's sneaky.
The manager, she's like, oh, you should come bowl league here on Friday. I'm like, it would take me 2.5 hours.
Exactly. Great shot by Monroy. Splits the 8-9. That would be a triple for Monroy, giving them 20 plus 10 plus 2.
I will say this.
That adds up to 32 pin lead already, guys, in the third frame.
From a strategy standpoint, and I know they've been bowling this way all day long, even during qualifying. Just surprised. Both teams, the guys with all the titles. Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. I mean, I get where you're taking it. I think sometimes once you're set, you just
right. No, I get it. I get it.
But I agree with you. You think under the situation, you would put your guys at bowl
that have won before.
Yeah,
you know, if you need one shot at the end,
they've been there before. Especially Blanchet, like I say, he's been winning a bunch of the Sembas. I think he's won like 2 or 3 Sembas, from what I know.
Yeah, he finished. He was second
last
week.
Okay, but he's been in the final match.
Viali was.
You're right.
Viali beat him in the position round.
But he's been there a lot of times.
There was one point they were struggling the last game. I thought I was going to jump both of them, like in the position I'm at. Yeah, I was third, and they was like going 190, 190, and I was shooting 240. I'm like, ooh,
Jimmy, good shot, Jimmy.
If I finish this off, I can jump them both. But then they both threw a bunch in a row at the end, and Blanchet needed a double to win, and he missed, and Viali won.
That was an important shot for Sicard to cut into the lead.
Big spare though here.
Major with a
sticks
not
with the
easy 2
Yep,
for 3.
good job.
Yeah, you got to take your hand out of it now, because if you try and curve it at that and you get it right early, it's
the problem with your spare ball drifted backwards because not thinking there was any oil, but how long it was. Your spare ball would go down long and then would just push back.
I don't know if you guys could see it from here because I was so far to the right. That 7-pin, I thought I made it off my hand. And I looked up, and when I looked up, the ball was 6 inches further right where I thought it was going to be.
We said
you might have made the 8-pin.
That would have made the 8-pin. Head on.
Yeah. But when I let it go, I thought I made it.
Yeah.
So you're right.
When you talk about that 3-6-10, Nate purchased between Nate and I, we chopped that spare worth of 50 or 60 pins. Just that one spare.
Monroy again.
So much trouble.
That's
with
pretty good in front of him. He got that. That's actually the first one he missed right a little bit. That ball was a little bit more right in the front lane.
And it did slow down, it seemed. So it slowed down and turned.
Now you got around it a hair too, a hair.
So between the Sicard double and the challenging spare for Monroy, that 30-something pin lead now gets down to maybe 10.
As the first ball, I felt like he didn't keep it in front of him.
Oh,
and
there's the early hook.
The early hook.
That's the one.
And here's the one. 4, 6, 7, 10, big 4, right back at you. Big trouble for Blanchet. Thanks everybody for watching. It's a beautiful day out there, or getting to be the evening. And here we are in Cranston. Place is running well here in the finals. We did have some mechanical issues in the
very
qualifying.
Strange mechanical issue.
Well, it was an underlane ball return.
Yeah, which doesn't
problem,
happen too
so
often. It's just
it's
a fluke thing.
Flukish, freakish.
Those underlanes might have been there for the last 50 years and never had a problem.
Hey, I did get asked if we'd run 2 squads for this tournament next year.
I think Danny has mentioned that in the past about possibly getting to that.
Well, I'd like to have an extra pair, if nothing else. And
I said to Danny, I said, and Violet, and I said, from now on, there needs to be a blind pair at every building. You just never know. Anything weird could just happen.
I think that's true. But you don't want to turn away an entry either, so we were happy to take the entries.
Yeah.
Give everybody a chance to bowl. All right, big shot for Sicard to keep his team in the match here.
Yeah, now this is the early hook and lane. Now Jimmy's a little bit further left and throws a little firmer, so Jimmy's like 7 or 8 left. That's pretty good.
That's a lay off. I thought that was going to go left.
But he's about 10 so he's about 10 left in the front of the lane off his hand.
Yeah.
Then where Blanchet is. So Blanchet's laying the ball down about 17, 18. So he's like right in the
right on
area,
it. Right. If he misses right, it's going to go left.
And his ball's just gotten there and hooked.
Yep.
And Stevens like in between the two. So we saw Stevens' ball hook, where we see like Monroy and Jimmy they're about 28 off their hand. So they're about 10 boards left.
To show that shot by Jimmy, I thought might turn and hit the beak. Great shot by Blanchet, and gets absolutely screwed with a stone 8.
All right, Bruce. Wait up.
There's no sugarcoating it, guys. That was a perfect shot, especially coming off that big 4.
Somewhere Randy Peterson is on the floor crying.
Now, Randy Peterson does not get to own the stone 8 screw job. I'm sorry. You do not get to claim that for yourself, my friend.
That's a better shot. Get up the hill.
Beautiful shot by Chris. And much tighter match now, guys. You get 20 back there, 34, so 14-pin match as far as
Jimmy's got to keep striking.
Calculate it.
See what Steven does here. He came back.
Jimmy can strike again. It gets to be a 4-pin match. If Jimmy strikes and Steven doesn't, we're down to single digits, guys.
Yeah, I think the big shot here is for Steven. I think he's going to creep a little left and keep it in front a little bit more. Try and play the shim line more, like that.
Yeah, that's got to lay off. Beautiful shot.
That was perfect.
Beautiful shot. Back to 24-pin lead for the #1 qualifiers. These guys shot 364 over for 10 games.
That was fun.
So on this pattern, without this much defined wet-dry, pretty good. And Jimmy almost in a must-match situation.
Get up the hill.
Off.
See, that's the lane where the ball doesn't pick up as early.
Right, the tighter lane, right. 12 hooks more, and he paid the price there for the mixer 7.
What do you got there, guys?
Now
34.
It's going to be 25-pin lead by my calculation for the Monroy team right now.
Yep, 25.
Yep. And we're halfway through the match. Give a shout out to some of our other sponsors, guys. How about
Spare?
All right, good cover. How about our friends at Cambridge Credit? Thank you so much, Chris Vial. You made the cut today. And I'm so glad to see those guys add $3,500 to the Cambridge Credit Invitational at the beginning of the year.
You guys are going to the National soon, correct?
$3,500.
I was going to say, what's Blanchet's move here? He's going high. The problem is you cheat it in and you try and cheat it left to right.
You got to make a lateral. You can only go lateral. You got to go like 1-on-1.
As I say, I think he's got to go maybe 1 with his feet and 2 with his eyes left to try and jam it harder. But he moved a lot. He moved like 6.
He's going to lay off.
That's pretty good.
Slaps the 10.
Yeah, he moved about 6-7 points right there.
Before you go on, Bruce, you mentioned Cambridge Credit. When you guys are going to the National soon,
we are going.
I know you're going also, right?
I leave.
He's going
Monday.
tomorrow, very soon, and I'm. Unfortunately, I'm not going because our team got filled up with 5 PBA guys. So one guy had to drop out, and I was the one. I kind of took one for the team. So
come on.
No, I'm afraid I'm not going. It's a bummer.
Monroy, that's why I shot.
I had a good ride out there, even though I bowled like crap. But
you did, yeah.
Well, Stephen Dale bowled awesome.
You guys
oh my God, dude.
That Strike FX team.
Yeah, we worked good together.
What, you have 7 teams or something out there?
7, yeah.
Amazing.
But we shot 3350, and I only contributed about 590 to that. But those guys bowled good.
When you're bowling as a group and
we worked together, and we did good.
Really good.
Jimmy Sicard, big shot.
Jimmy's got to get back in this match. 25-pin.
This is laying the hooks a little bit more, so that's a good shot. Get up the hill.
What the? Yeah, a little fast. He just seems to throw it a little bit.
Well, he's keeping it up in the oil more than the other guys are.
Yeah, yeah.
He's throwing a UC2, so the ball's pretty clean.
I want to give a shout out to Many Styles of Bowling and our friend Joanne Herman, who sponsors the Women's Series and the Women's Cup.
Oh, Monroy.
And her website draws a lot of really nice traffic. The page she told me gets the most traffic is How to Read Lane Patterns by none other than Parker Bone III. So a fun little landing page if you're ever looking for some information on the game. Thanks to LaRue Marlowe, who sponsored us at Circle Lanes.
Oh, he hooked.
Oh, that ball did, in fact,
it actually hooked.
I'm wearing my LaRue Styling with LaRue right now. East Coast Sports Investors, Jeff Dawson.
Hey, Jeff.
Steven should take a re-rack.
Sponsored us at East Providence. Haven't seen any odds for these matches, guys.
I'm missing Jeff Dawson. I had fun last year talking odds with him on bowling.
Oh, he's the best. He'll give you odds in any match.
We had fun there last year.
Strike FX, John Van Hees, Alex Aguiar. Didn't see either of those. Did you see any of those?
They're in Vegas.
Oh, they are in Vegas now. Okay.
Alex is in Vegas.
Okay.
John's not. But John was with me.
Oh, that's out the window.
Wouldn't do it.
9.
Wouldn't do it.
Huge.
Well, thanks so much,
9.
Strike FX, guys. Thanks for sponsoring. And that was at, of course, the EP doubles. And Rich Reynolds sponsored Bullwinkle's Pro Shop. Then we had your buddiesproshop.com tournament that, frankly, Chris, I should have won because I had the shot. But I missed 2 single pins in the semis, and therefore I lost. So there you go. We had the senior at Walnut Hill. You had Logo Infusion, Kenny Keegan. Thank you so much. I Am Bowling, Logo Infusion. Vinny Grazan, Ace Mitchell. John Wilbur had a lot of fun in Rutland. It was fun up there.
Oh, he might.
And, of course, Chicopee was great. We had Dexter and Savage Arms as our sponsors in Chicopee. So I just wanted to catch up on all the sponsors, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Over $60,000 in total sponsorship for NEBA this year.
All right, so updating the scores.
36-pin match, right? Is that what you got there, Gas?
Yes, 36.
Because of that missed single pin, put him from 25 to 36.
Blanchet needs a strike here to cut it to 26.
Yeah, big shot here. They need to throw some strikes on the board. Put some pressure on him. That's good. Oh, it bailed.
That just went long.
Ball stood up and went forward.
Well, that was the tighter lane, too. So
yeah, that ball stood up and bailed on him.
Made the wrong mistake on the wrong lane. How many times have you done it? You missed a board right on the tighter lane or a board left on the drier lane. If it was the reverse, you'd have a double.
Big shot from Monroy here. That's pretty good.
Goes off and packs.
That is unreal. Like
his arm
when he does it right, it looks like he can never miss.
Yeah.
His arm was right up underneath it.
And the ball just rolls right through the pin. I mean, talk about continuation. It's continuing.
And believe me when I tell you, they are not easy right now.
By the time it gets
he's
to the
making
mid
them
lane,
look
it's
easy.
Continuing.
Like I said, because like you and I talked about this between the finals, this qualifying and finals, you have a flat and you have a flat of a heavy volume and a flat of nothing. And now it's just beat up from everybody playing everywhere.
Yeah.
And so.
And he's so far left, he's taking the out of bounds out of play. Like he can't throw it through it. He can't miss by enough to throw it through the spot.
10 out.
Yeah.
Just rolls
That's
right through it. And he spun that a little, but it laid off. It's perfect. And putting the finishing touches on this win are Stephen Major and Chris Monroy. The pressure now absolutely and squarely on Jimmy Sicard.
That's way right, but getting up the hill,
gets it up,
him up,
carries it. Now that was right on the tighter lane, but it makes the corner anyway.
Yeah, he caught the with the ball speed. The friction actually helped him.
Yeah, with that strong wrist position. I haven't seen Jimmy bowl a whole lot, but boy,
he won the doubles with
Kirker, right? Yeah,
2 years ago. EP.
Okay, I don't.
Yeah,
think
the year after you bowl with Andrew, he won.
Okay.
He bowls in Lowell. He's
solid.
Okay.
He's a solid
a good player.
He went to
I think
nationals.
that was the year I wasn't here. I think somebody covered for me that year.
He went to national shot like 1900 this year.
Did he?
Yeah,
good for him.
That's a bounce.
That
That's
ball
hooking.
Bouncer, hold off.
It bounced and bounced
It
left.
bounced and hooked.
Bounced and went left.
And came high for a 4-pin.
Now Monroy can really put the screws down.
Just by mentioning the word Lowell, we got a double dribble. That play. You want to see balls bounce? Go bowl there.
My ball bounces already.
That's
I don't
true.
need to go.
Yeah, I was going to say. So now we can do some totals here. 191 maximum for Steve Blanchet. That's the most he can do. Monroy could put one on here. That would really be
Get
trouble.
up the hill.
Can he
Slap the 10 out.
Give him the slap 10. And that's a winner.
Spares.
Blanchet.
All right.
More and more certain now.
Can Steven fill the frame? That's what it comes down to now, is filling the frames.
That's right. Hey, that's the league I bowl on Thursday nights with Coach Marty down in Langs. Fill the frames. I'll have you know, I shot 279 in the arsenic oil pattern.
I wouldn't even know what the hell that is.
I was
Dead flat across with like 3 boards of dry on 1, 2, 3, and then there's speed bumps. That's like from down to 10 feet. Then there's speed bumps all the way across.
That's pretty good.
Get it? And another double for the Monroy major team, and good for those guys. Looking strong. What are we at, guys? 40 pin lead?
Oh, there's a big
50?
lead now. This is
it's
50. It's 57 without
let's figure it
Steve.
out.
So he throws a strike, he cuts it to 47.
They're 2-teen right now. That's going to be 35
Get up the
over.
hill, Jimmy.
All right.
He
that's
plowed
good.
that one back. There's no doubt about that one.
Now he can shoot 240 to 190, so they can still get to
22,
38.
30
so
to 47 pins right now.
It is not out.
No, it's
but
47, yep.
they can still get to 38 over. And right now, the Monroy team is cruising at a 30,
This is big for Blanchet. He needs to have a
35
7-8
over
chance.
pace.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to set it up.
The assumption is these guys strike out right now.
That's
Pretty
pretty
much
good.
got to have it.
That's pretty good.
And flat 10.
I'm going to guess he's using a pinup ball, because that ball is going forward really fast at the
Yeah.
halfway down the lane now.
Yeah.
This is burned up before it gets. It doesn't. He
And
was getting
now-
turned. His ball was going left on the other pair.
And now just marks for Monroy and Major will do it. Just if they just throw 4 marks, they cannot be beaten.
Perfect shot. Perfect dead
got a
flush.
Great shot there by Chris Monroy. And say good night, pretty much, guys. That's 2 of the 4 marks they need. Now, can Stephen Major get the other 2 and basically close it out, essentially right here?
Steven just relaxed enough to keep it into the pocket.
Steve is tough under pressure.
That's a really good shot. That's
Great
really
shot.
good.
That's the 4 marks that they needed, and you can write their names in the winner's circle. Chris Monroy and Stephen Major, champions here. I'm going to go ahead and say it, guys. Champions here.
Yeah, you almost did that
For
to
the
me last
turbo.
year, and almost didn't work.
I know.
This one's
I
won.
know.
This
For
one's
the
won.
turbo over under doubles. That's great stuff. And he
You know what?
gets
Look
the
at honestly.
strike. Well,
Let me say
actually,
this.
hold on. If they both go Greek,
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Don't do the negative
see if
40
we can
thing.
figure
Or like I
this out.
told you, I'm in the ESPN booth, and Randy's like, or Fox booth, and he's like, "This isn't how we figure things out."
Yeah,
I'm like
okay.
figuring out how you can screw this up,
Right.
not how to win.
well, that's possible. I mean, you know,
To me, you always got to think of the possibilities.
I
of,
think right. I'm just trying to think. If they go Greek Church, is it possible?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Well, I'll
I'm
tell
gonna
you
say
what.
Monroy's ball's dead flushing.
I'll
this
give
one.
you 100-1 against a Greek Church.
I haven't
Chris
seen Monroy get less than 9 all
That's
day.
perfect.
So
That's perfect.
Game over, baby. Game over. Game, set, and match. That's
So
the
let
winner.
me say this. I'm friends with all 4 of these guys. I didn't want to root for or against anybody, but Steven's one of my boys. I've been I don't want to say mentoring because that's too strong of a word, but I bowl league with him this year, and we talked a lot, and I talked to him on the phone a lot, and he needed this. You know,
Welcome to the club.
he needed this. He's
been working hard.
Yeah.
He's come a long, long way.
Yeah. You know, and you said it earlier, Bruce. There's the 3 kids from Brockton. Was 4 originally. Aaron, 1 recently, his cousin.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there was a race with Danny and
That was
Steven.
the worst shot Chris threw.
and
in
Aaron
life.
and
Yeah.
Kevin Tebow as to who was finally going to get there first.
Right.
And Aaron got there first a couple of months ago, and now Steven's right behind him. And before long, Danny and Kevin are going to win too. And
Well, Danny,
you know,
how many finals has Danny been in?
Oh God, at least 3
6.
or 4.
I feel like
I was
5
going to say
6?
4 or 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot. A lot.
those guys are all going to win eventually.
And
Kevin,
look at Kevin too.
Yeah.
Same thing. So
they all bowl together, they're friends. And
huge congrats to Stephen Major.
And like I said, Chris Monroy too, who's gone through a lot. Losing Mark.
He bowled unbelievable. Honest to God.
And like I said, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to work with him through texting, through coming to the shop. I mean, just.
I know Denise is watching. I just saw her name pop up in the chat once. Good for Chris and good for Steven.
I mean, 246.
It's not always physical. Mental comes into it.
Oh, please.
And you and I talked about this last year. You wonder if you're ever going to get there again. And for Chris, I mean, he's obviously he's bowling well in Sembas and all that, but I mean, Chicopee kicked him in the. He told me he was crying on the way home.
He's really hard on himself, though. He's way better than he gives himself credit for.
I was telling Bruce I had a nice.
He's way better than he gives himself credit for.
I know Chris pretty well. He is very hard. He has very high standards, and who can blame him? So good for him. So. All right, guys, we're going to watch this wrap out. We'll watch Jimmy finish off here, and then we'll have our interview with Stephen and Chris. And we'll have a little chat with those guys and see what they were thinking. And indeed, a lot of great messages coming in. I think certainly the first of many for Stephen Major. He's been so good for so long. And there's another perfect shot in the pocket. How about 240, 240? I mean, they're going to shoot 490 here. And it's going to be basically to even for the other team, but it wasn't nearly that.
No, they were the best team in the building all day.
They sure
from ball one.
And I'd like to point out that even with their 30-pin deficit, I called them to win.
You did.
So just because I said hey, these guys.
But honestly, I was next to them during qualifying. They were clearly the best team in the building all day. And with the one-game matches, that doesn't always happen. Which is.
Stephen Major taking the victory lap, getting the big hug. And that'll do it for that, guys. Okay, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be right back with the champions interview with Monroy and Major. See you in a little bit. Chris and Gas, thank you so much, guys. Thanks, and we'll see you here tomorrow.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay,
thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, man.